Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the 6-4 Seattle Seahawks. They are shocking the NFL currently. They were projected 5 wins headed into this season. Well, they've already exceeded that at 6-4, and I have some good news for Seahawks fans. First off, game tomorrow against the Raiders. I don't like jinxing games. I don't even really want to give a prediction on that game. I think I'm gonna abide by Vegas. Vegas has Seattle winning. I'm just gonna, this is definitely not financial advice. I'm just saying, I think the record for Seattle will be a little bit better tomorrow by the time some of you guys watch this YouTube video. But the point still stands. 5 of their 7 remaining games are at home. And we talked about Seattle the last couple of weeks because they're coming off their bye. They're fresh off of their bye. This is a big time game. You could get to 7-4 on the season, right? Continuing to exceed expectations, shock the NFL, just shock everybody, literally everybody. They started 1-2, they started 2-3. Geno Smith has had a resurgence to his career. Basically, my point is Seattle's in the driver's seat. I know that San Francisco technically has the advantage over them, but there's plenty of football to be played, right? There's a ton of football left to be played. We're just coming off Thanksgiving, which I hope you guys all had a great Thanksgiving weekend. Great Thanksgiving. Seattle can control their own destiny here. You still have a game against San Francisco, who I guess currently they have the tiebreaker ahead of you guys. So I don't even want to worry about that stuff. We'll talk about it when it comes. My point is Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks are in a power position. I don't give a damn what the NFC looks like. I don't care what the NFC West looks like. You have the ability to win majority, if not all, of your remaining football games and just continue to shock the league. So we're back at it with another Seahawks video. Seahawks fans, you guys have literally blessed every Seahawks video I've posted on this channel. So I'm going to keep on producing the content. If you enjoy, hit that like button, hit that sub button. I want to hear some thoughts on Seattle, your take on the Seahawks down below in the comment section. But I think the fact that they have 5 of 7 games remaining at home is a very, very big deal that not too many people understand that. Seahawks fans, you guys understand this, right? The 12th man is a really, really big deal. It doesn't matter if Seattle is 0-10 or 10-0. You don't want to play there. No opposing football team wants to play in Seattle. If they want to win, maybe as far as this is cool, as far as culture goes, it might just be kind of cooler to see, but it's competition, competitors. I don't even think that's the case. People don't like playing in Seattle unless you're the Seattle Seahawks, I guess is my point here. 5 of 7 games remaining at home. That is extremely under-recognized because, like I said earlier on in the video, Seattle was projected 5 wins on the season. They had an 8% chance to make the playoffs headed into this season, and they've had some difficult games. They've definitely had some difficult games, and they've had some very impressive wins. They're coming off a loss to Tampa Bay, all right? And that's a big deal because there were a lot of factors that went into it. It's hard to really assess a game and evaluate a game when it's played in a completely different country. I don't care if they got there on Wednesday and they had a couple of days to prepare as far as acclimating to Germany and acclimating to being in a different country. You could be there for a whole month. I don't really care. When you're playing across seas, in general, if you're watching this video and you guys have traveled across country, outside of your own country, it's just different. So I could be there for 5 days, I could be there for 5 hours, I could be there for 5 months. It doesn't matter. Especially that first game I play across country, overseas, it's going to be very, very strange. There were a lot of things that went into that game, but the way I see it is Seattle kind of shot themselves in the foot. They didn't play great. There were some things I wasn't necessarily a fan of, like another week where the run game wasn't really, I don't know, I guess it was and it wasn't established. I don't think personally the run game was established that greatly, and it shows on the stat sheet and it shows with the eye test. Seattle's got to get that ball running. They got to run that football. It opens up your entire playbook. Every football team, right? It opens up your entire playbook, but the difference with the Seahawks is you have Offensive Rookie of the Year Kenneth Walker III. So So far on the season, he has just under 600 total rushing yards, and he's averaging just under 4.9 yards per carry, and he has 7 touchdowns. So Kenneth Walker is a rising star in the National Football League, and they got to figure it out. You got to stick with it, whether it's working or not. Now, you got to give credit where credit is due. Tampa Bay does have a very talented defense, specifically with the rush defense. So, we'll chalk it up, right? We'll forget about it, but that's some of the stuff I want to see headed into not only tomorrow against Las Vegas, but for the duration of the season, as I want to see that running game get back to what we know that Seahawks running game can look like and has looked like in the past. Another thing is, defense, but mainly turnovers. I really like how Seattle's defense has been forcing turnovers more so in the last couple of weeks. Now, like I said, the eye test is a little bit different. But statistically speaking, Seattle's defense is ranked 26th in the league. It's not good, right? It's not good, but I think we all can agree it's been improving. I think if you want legitimate Super Bowl chances, legitimate playoff run chances, you got to get it into the top 20. I'm not saying I need to see it ranked top 20 on defense on paper, but headed into the playoffs, I want to see what we're kind of seeing right now is week-to-week improvements. Jordan, Brooks is one of the most underrated linebackers in the entire National Football League. You have Diggs, you have Kobe. There are some very under-recognized, some underrated defensive players on this team, and I really like the culture that they have. I like what they're building, and like we kind of saw in Tampa Bay, what we've been seeing in the last couple of weeks is we're just seeing improvements, right? We're seeing a bunch of improvements. Shout out to Tariq Woolen with 5 interceptions as well. I think winning that turnover battle, I know it sounds a little obvious to say, but winning that turnover battle once you get into the playoffs, it's the difference between a Super Bowl. It's the difference between a win and not having a win. So that goes into my last point here is Geno Smith got to protect that football. For the most part, he has done a very good job. He's only got 2 fumbles on the season. He only has 4 interceptions on the season with 17 touchdowns and an NFL high in completion percent at 72.8%. But we've been seeing it a little bit, we've been seeing it the last couple of weeks, some of these turnovers. And specifically in that Tampa Bay game, you could argue one of those, if that fumble didn't happen, we could be, this could be a different video. So my point is you got to clean it up. You got to keep forcing turnovers, got to keep improving week to week on the defensive end because, I'm fine with taking losses to Tampa Bay and Munich, Germany, right? That's fine. You can live with that. You want to get hot as the season progresses, as the season comes to an end. You want to catch your rhythm, catch your groove as the regular season is coming to an end. So once you get into the playoffs, you can ride that momentum. So I'm fine with losses in a separate country, right? I'm fine with it. But this game against Las Vegas, I think it's a big statement game because if they can come away with the victory, you're 7-4. You still have 4 to 6 remaining games left at home. You travel to Los Angeles. They're very desperate. Los Angeles is a very desperate football team right now. Same thing with the Raiders and same thing with the Buccaneers a couple of weeks ago. So you got to be ready to play. These teams this seasons are essentially on the line. It's like a slim. They're hanging on to very minimal odds. Tampa Bay a little bit differently, but Vegas 7 losses on the season. This is a big game for them because the loss pretty much eliminates them. Although their season hasn't been looking the way they wanted it to go. You got to be ready to play, and I think that bye week clears everybody's head. Not necessarily gets them back to reality or humbles them. Those are the wrong words, but you kind of get what I'm saying. Eyes on the prize. Let's keep getting better. Let's keep grinding every single day. Take it week by week. Get a win, and we'll figure it out as it comes. So let me know what you guys are thinking about this Seahawks game. Like I said, by the time a lot of you guys watch this video, the game might already be over. This is not a bet here, but I'm feeling pretty good about Seattle's chances for taking the W in tomorrow's game. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you guys want more Seahawks content. That is it from me for tonight, and I'll see you guys later.